Hey, thanks everyone for coming today. Appreciate your time, obviously. We've got a really interesting webinar on a very topical subject, Copilot in Power BI and Microsoft Fabric. So we'll go on for about 45 minutes, and I'm sure it's going to be completely educational and interesting, and thank you for your attendance. So there will be a copy of the deck available if you'd like to request it post the session. And by all means, any questions or comments you want to raise that during the session, just put it in the chat. So let's have a look at the speakers today who are joining me, and we're very privileged to have them. But we've got Ben Oppett, or Benno, as his friends call him, and he's the business transformation lead at Exigo Tech. He's based in Sydney. He's been delivering business applications and security solutions since he was a wee boy, he tells me. And he absolutely enjoys, getting the most out of technology and helping our customers with their business objectives. More recently, he's been stepping into the space of AI and agentic. We can't leave a webinar these days without saying agentic. And he's helped numerous customers mature and modernise with Copilot and Microsoft Fabric, of course. We're also joined by Vinay Joshi, who's the Exigo Tech Manager of Strategic Client Acquisition and Application Services. He's been with Exigo Tech since its inception about 10 years ago. So the company's been around for some time. So congratulations on your tenure there, Vinay. And he's been in technology for over 20 years also. So a lot of experience and knowledge on the call. So let's have a look at the agenda, and we'll just have a quick overview of what's going to be presented today. First, we'll have Ben, who's very fortunate to have gone to the US and attended the Ignite program in person. So he's going to give us a bit of an update on what he thought was pretty exciting and new, and point out a few different sessions that he'd recommend. And of course, Vinay will go through exactly what Copilot is in Microsoft Fabric and why. We'll get a Fabric demo from Benno for a few minutes, and we'll talk about the security and governance, compliance concerns with this type of technology and what you should be thinking about. We'll also cover off some a workshop option that Exigo Tech have. It's a paid engagement, and why you would do it. What are the outcomes from that particular opportunity to work with Exigo Tech? And I'll talk to why and how to buy Fabric and Azure from Telstra, and we'll cover off and close out the end. Thanks, mate. I'll hand over to Vinay.
Thanks, John. I'll do a brief overview about Exigo Tech. Been doing this for the last 10 years. Exigo started since September 2015 and been associated with business. It's been a great opportunity. It started with a mission that we will simplify technology and offer it to the customers for that best business use case. Around 150 plus highly skilled, passionate people working in the organization, and we are headquartered in Sydney, Australia. And while we serve to Australia, New Zealand, India, Philippines, Singapore, UK, and North America. We are into three category of services. One is infrastructure, another is cloud, and the third one is application services. But we wrap this around also with the managed services as well as the security services. We are a Microsoft partner. I would say we work across all three clouds of Microsoft and across all the workloads. And we show that through our commitment to Microsoft. We have achieved solution designations in all of them, as well as we have a specialization in Azure for a couple of categories. What does it mean for our customers is we showcase through our skills certifications, but at the same time, we also showcase how and what we have developed and deployed for our customers with the revenue that we bring in for Microsoft. So that confirms our delivery capabilities. At the same time, we are a Telstra partner since our inception. We have been, I would say, a proud partner of Telstra, and in the ecosystem, we have been doing a lot of Microsoft work as well, which has been honored with an award as well last year. So we have been a Telstra Microsoft Partner of the Year. We have been also recognized with quite a few industry recognition, industry bodies like ARN in our innovation and all. And we take security quite seriously. Because in this day and age, you cannot do away without security. So we are ISO 27001 company, and we have been maintaining this for years, and we will continue to do that. Not only that, Exigo Tech partners with a lot of vendors across various technologies and domains, including security and networks and all those aspects of it. That's a brief introduction about Exigo Tech. What I will do is now I will hand it over to Ben to talk through his experience with the great learning he had at Microsoft Ignite. Over to you, Ben.
Thanks, Vinay. And boy, what an experience. If you have not gone to an American event, they 100% know how to deliver these things well. 20,000 people, that's my photo. That's me actually at the event. It was just incredible. Unfortunately, there was over 500 events to attend. Each of them had the word AI in it. So not just agentic, but also AI. Now, obviously, it's not possible for any one person to see it all. There is a session catalog here, which I highly recommend you view. These slides are interactable as well, so you can click on these links live if you wish, and you can go and investigate the 511 separate sessions, multiple topics. Incredible, absolutely incredible. Highly recommend it. But the really important thing for me is this new term that Microsoft has introduced called the IQ or work IQ. They're calling it the IQ stack, and it's an evolution thing. So Microsoft have integrated solutions to give better business outcome context. That's what they're trying to do here. We're evolving past simple workloads, and we're trying to mature into a more heavier workload with more business context. So you're going to hear the word work IQ, you're going to hear the word fabric IQ, and you're going to hear the word foundry IQ. Now, these words do mean things, and they add additional context and services. For example, I'm sharing with you here an example of work IQ, and it's the additional services within your existing Microsoft 365 service that helps build more intelligent agents, very similar to the semantic index that we saw last year. The index has been reworked and has made agents more aware. Agents can get questions via semantic index search to get better impactful answers. Work IQ is much more personalized and intelligent experiences because now it has memory and it understands your style and your habits and it remembers it for next time. And there's the inference layer, which contextualize insights and predictive actions from your data and your memory. And that data then all connects with your emails and your meetings and your business line. So Work IQ, you're going to hear a lot about. Microsoft are excited to finally have a meaning behind the word Work IQ, but we're going to continue to evolve that message. In terms of that involvement or increasing that message on Work IQ, as I mentioned, IQ is woven into Microsoft 365, including Word and Excel and Outlook and Teams and all of the things that you're used to. But its intent is to make Copilot interactions more personalized and again persistent, as I mentioned, rather than being temporarily connected. You'd have to reset and it forgets all of its content, so you'd have to redo it again. So Work IQ is built as this AI-powered feedback loop that remains conversationally in memory, and it learns from its interactions and really helps Copilot recommend or even automatically involve agents for routine tasks. So it's really going to start maturing, and as Microsoft starts getting some more telemetry, probably improved to version 1 and version 2 and version 3 of that. I can imagine a situation at some stage where it'll understand that you're the CFO and will bring you more context-aware, relatable insights into the CFO workload, as an example. Now, part of the Work IQ is Fabric IQ, and this is a Fabric session, and Vinay is going to talk about Fabric. But Fabric IQ extends the Power BI semantic model, which was released last year, into a more broader enterprise ontology. New word of the day, ontology. I'll talk more about that in a minute. Instead of forcing agents to reason in terms of the raw data and tables and columns and timestamps, Fabric IQ lets teams define business entities like customers and orders and contracts and assets and map analytics and time series and geographies. And all of those sources are brought together. Fabric IQ becomes the shared vocabulary for human and agentic workloads. Really exciting stuff. And finally, Foundry IQ, which is the knowledge layer powered by Azure AI Search, and it's integrated into Microsoft Foundry. This AI Azure Surface for building agentic AI applications. It is described as a fully managed knowledge system specifically for building AI workloads. I would like to play a little video. It's only 90 seconds long, but please bear with me while I get that up.
Data is the fuel that powers AI, but data alone is not enough. AI needs an understanding of what the data means, how things relate, and which actions turn insight into impact. Introducing Microsoft Fabric IQ, the semantic foundation that unites data, business meaning, and action into a single unified view of your organization. Model your business using visual, no-code tools so the people who know your company can adapt it as fast as it evolves. Create entities over all your data in one lake, not only your analytical data and Power BI semantic models, but also your operational, geospatial, and real-time data. Navigate your business the way it actually runs, not by tables and schemas, but by organizational concepts. And ultimately, elevate your teams and your AI to ask questions, reason, and act in the language of your business. Powered by this live, unified view of your organization. Trigger actions in real time using rules and empower AI operations agents to run your business, because now they understand its live context. Connect Fabric IQ seamlessly with Foundry IQ, uniting your live business context with the knowledge captured in your documents and communications. This combination from Microsoft gives developer-built agents in Foundry unmatched context, so they can make decisions you trust and continuously optimize your operations for superior outcomes. From unified data to unified intelligence, this is IQ in Microsoft Fabric.
Listen, I think it's just incredible. Like, this is not like something coming. This is available. We can actually now deploy these workloads inside your environments, connecting up Foundry IQ, Work IQ, and Fabric IQ does really change the game here. And it's here. It's here for us now to utilize. Now, that's terrific. We understand that there's lots of data and everyone wants to get access to it. And we've also heard that how powerful it is to have data, and that data is fueling the AI workloads. But we have data all over the place. It could be in SQL or no SQL, or it could be in another cloud altogether. And we have real-time data, as you heard, with data lakes and lake houses, and they're all interconnected into one big mesh. So customers want to reason and talk to their data to get insights without having to team of data scientists. Work IQ, Foundry IQ, and Fabric IQ will quickly become valuable workloads to enable your teams. Now, I do want to spend a little bit more time on Fabric IQ because obviously this is a Foundry webinar. Now, if you remember, Power BI started April 2011. I was going to say that's a long time ago. It's been around for a long time, and it's our insights into data. We've used it and enjoyed using it, and it's been recently added with the semantic model, so we can use AI to talk to our data better. And I've got a demonstration shortly on that. But now with Fabric IQ, it takes it to the next step. It unifies data across organization into the Microsoft Fabric. So AI isn't guessing from different scattered sources. It's reasoning over a single governed foundation. Very important to stop hallucinations, but also getting contextual meaning to your data. And on top of that foundational synthesis Fabric workloads, like data engineering and warehousings and real times, as we saw before with that video, working together like one team and not separate tools. The result is agentic experiences, AI that doesn't just answer, it actually acts and summarizes by quarter or flags anomalies or starts a new workflow. In my demonstration, I'm going to jump into a demo where I don't know anything of this data. I'm going to just start talking to the data like I'm a brand new employee. You'll see that shortly. So in short, we've moved from seeing data and playing with it with some visualizations, Microsoft bringing on this semantic index to help the AI understand that context better, now moving into taking actions safely and at scale. Now, a little bit more on Fabric IQ. Fabric IQ, it's part of the new IQ stack that makes AI smarter. We've discussed that. Think of it as the brain for analytics and insights inside your organization. Imagine your business has tons of data, and all of our businesses do, from sales numbers and customer info reports, all scattered in different places. Microsoft Fabric brings all of that data together into one lake. One lake is like a repository for all of your information. You'll see, like later in my data, I'll talk about how we can get insights from our top selling products or show me the trends or the biggest churn. So it uses Copilot and AI agents to give you instant insights without needing to write complex queries. There's a link here. I highly recommend listening to the breakout session 222. Very easy to remember. It's a 45-minute deep dive into Fabric IQ. I can't cover it all off in such a quick time. Please go and review that. That would be excellent. Now, I mentioned to you before ontology. Microsoft has introduced a new term called ontology. I did not know what that meant, so I asked Copilot, what does that mean? Now, ontology is this philosophy study of being and existence, focusing on what kind of entities exist and how they can be categorized. A fantastic message and naming convention for Microsoft to really articulate well what they're trying to build here. So in Fabric IQ, ontology, it's in preview. It's part of the Work IQ workload, is for digitally representing the enterprise vocabulary and the semantic layer that unifies meaning across the domains and one lakes. Now, it defines different entity types. On the left-hand side, you can see here, relationships, properties, rules, constraints, and binds them to real-time data in one lake. The entity type definitions for real data, allowing tools to share the same language. Ontology works well in situations where you need to cross-domain consistency, governance, or AI agent grounding, and you want to reason across those processes. This deck will be available. I'm going to let you play through that. I don't want to take up time playing through that deck. I do want to share a couple more things with you. The next is Microsoft Foundry introduced general availability of prompt caching. Prompt caching is a new feature from Azure OpenAI services that helps speed up AI response and cut down costs. We all want to cut down our costs. It works by saving the repeated parts of your prompt. So when you ask a similar question, the system doesn't have to go and process everything from scratch each time. Instead, it quickly reuses what's already been stored and focuses only on the information that it needs to add. This means less waiting and less expenses, especially when dealing with long or repetitive queries. Excellent to see that they're bringing this into it as well. Now, I'd also like to talk a little bit about AI and Foundry IQ next, because it is my favorite workload. Foundry IQ is part of the Microsoft Foundry service. It is where you can create your custom AI models and define your agent workloads. Foundry IQ is Microsoft's fully managed knowledge layer for AI agents, built to improve response performance using your knowledge, automate RAG workflows, and enable your enterprise ground-ready AI agents. What does it do in English? It gives you a single agent endpoint to access high-quality organizational data, so you can get answers with richer context. Think of it as your place you will go and build your first workload and then find and trust that knowledge. Now, how it retrieves smarter, Foundry IQ uses agentic retrieval in the AI search. Knowledge bases is federated with web grounding to supplement private data, self-reflects on search, and controls to balance latency versus quality, which ideally delivers high quality but more steerable answers. Now, Microsoft reports a 36% uplift in response relevance with agentic retrieval. Why does it matter to us? Well, together with Fabric IQ and Work IQ, Foundry IQ forms Microsoft unified intelligence layer, this IQ stack, across data, apps, productivity, and so agents generate with deep context and make more reliable decisions. It's a very quick overview of Foundry IQ as well. Now, there was so much to share for me, I can't do it in 15 minutes, but here is a few things on the screen, and I'm going to call out all particularly that I enjoyed. Entra ID, it's a new identity and access management layer for AI agents. So now we're able to control access not just to humans, but also for our agents, our AI agents as well. At Microsoft, this was announced. This brings the same zero trust principles and governance controls used for humans now into autonomous AI agents. The goal is to prevent shadow IT and to ensure every agent is securely managed. Now, memory is a new capability designed to make AI agents and Copilots stateful and context aware. Until now, most agents were stateless, forgetting what they did at each interaction. This new memory feature changes that by enabling persistent, secure, and personalized context across the session, devices, or workflows. It's going to be incredible to see that in action. The next one is observability in Microsoft Foundry, giving engineering and operations team end-to-end visibility into agent behavior and health. And it centralizes telemetry, tracing at the guardrails, and any RBAC protocols that we have. So you can see what agents did, when it did it, at what cost, and what was the outcome. It's very important that we have business outcomes connected to these agents. We need to make sure the ROI is there. There's a 90-minute session that I just was on with Microsoft Australia. A fantastic session. There's a link here. It's a 90-minute deep dive. Highly recommend you look into that.
Fantastic. Thanks, Ben. That was a great insight. So let's think about when you have to build a report for your business till now, you have to think about what you will see into the report. But even before that, you need to think about data coming from disparate sources, which scares you, right? And there goes the project in the bin for creating new reports. You stick back to your old ways of getting the reports. But you don't need to worry anymore. Microsoft Fabric, which is relatively new, which Ben mentioned that it was released in May 2023, has covered that all your data and analysis tool into a single experience. Fabric moves away from individualized services to a unified stack, from a multiple databases to a unified data lake. And all the things that Ben spoke about earlier in terms of IQ, Foundry IQ, Fabric IQ. This is all been coming under the Fabric, Copilot in Fabric. And what it has done is it is taken the generative AI rather than a bolt-on approach. It has brought in built-in approach, which is giving an immense power for the users to build reports and get the insights by just conversing with those data. Now let's go into a bit deeper about what it actually does, Microsoft Fabric. Fabric addresses the pain points for the professionals, data management team. For data engineers face complexity, high cost, and data latency when implementing ETL processes. For data scientists, struggle with siloed development and complex operationalization, making collaboration and scaling difficult. Analysts deal with bad data, limited capacity, and they have to wait considering other people dependencies and teams. And at the end, the users, the data citizens, they waste time searching for insights across multiple systems and applications. While data stewards lack visibility and governance tools, leading to data sprawl and increased security activity. This brings back to the 4 points that Ben mentioned about having Entra ID for the agents as well, which will make a huge difference, right? So it's all correlates. Now let's see how Microsoft Fabric addresses this data management teams, right? So it helps build and operate pipeline faster with less duplication. This is possible. Everything is in under one environment. Data scientists tune and deploy models directly where data lives. Analysts, it becomes easy for them to transform model and publish insights. No more waiting in queues. And for data citizens, which is your employees, which uses this data day in, day out, they can discover and act on these insights on the apps they use every day from tools like M365 or Power BI. And for data stewards, it is they gain visibility and control across all the tools and technologies being used and get control over the cost as well. So Fabric brings everyone onto one platform, speeding up delivery and decision making for all. Let's see what Microsoft CEO Satya said. It is the biggest launch of data product from Microsoft since launch of SQL Server. So this is quite big, right? SQL Server is such a big, I would say, foundation for all applications. Then having our data product, which is bigger than it, I think it's an amazing achievement. What does it do is it takes an advantage of having a single, easy to manage, unified business model, which Fabrics bring together everything an organization need for their analytics workloads. So as a first, Fabric is a complete analytics platform that works against a governed data estate across organization. Customers can responsibly connect people and data using an open and scalable solution that gives data stewards additional control with built-in security, governance, and compliance. This is very important in this day and age with AI. Security, governance, and compliance is going to be the forefront for every CIOs or CTOs who are trying to bring in, whether it's reporting, whether it's data or AI or agents, right, in practice. Secondly, Fabric is an open and lake-centric hub that helps data engineers connect and curate data from different sources, eliminating sprawl and creating custom views for everyone. Now, all businesses may not have those data management teams where you don't need to worry. You need to come to us and we will help you with those teams and how we can help you set up your environment. Third, Fabric is empowering everyone in their business. Customers can innovate faster by helping every person in your organization act on insights from Microsoft 365 apps and more. I will run through a couple of videos and Ben will also demonstrate something in live today. So put all this together and you get a AI powered platform that's purpose built to help customers unify their data set, build powerful AI models, and responsibly put insights in the hands. Let's look under the hood, right? These are not new technologies. They are all being brought together under one platform environment. So we have data factory, analytics, different databases, real-time intelligence, and Power BI, which has been out there since 2011. But under the Fabric platform, you also get now built-in Copilot. And Copilot, I will go into much detail about how three different pillars or use cases are there for Copilot, but it also has a one lake, different data sources bringing into one lake, and then the governance and compliance, which is through Microsoft Purview. So Ben is going to talk about Microsoft Purview as well later into this presentation. Let's go into the AI-powered experiences with Copilot in Microsoft Fabric. I think after 23 slides, we are coming to the today main point that Copilot in Microsoft Fabric, but it is so important to talk about that, right? To create that scene. So first, there are three core use cases. First is with the built-in out-of-the-box experiences like Copilot in Fabric, which I will show you in the next video, which can help you accelerate the productivity of your data teams. It's amazing what you can do with Copilot in built-in Fabric. Second use case is having that conversation with your data. And that is done through powerful AI models, right from Fabric to uncover deeper insights for your data analyst or for your day-to-day employees or users who wants to get better insights and understand, and all that through the natural language. And the third is to create customer experiences which are grounded on your data. Now, this custom agents or AI development, I'm not going to talk today much about them because it's a complete separate topic and it's quite technical and quite depth as well. We'll need another session, probably a two, to go through that in detail. But let's take a deeper look into what we have on these three use cases. So with Copilot accelerated solutions, we can move away from product specific tools that require niche expertise. Right till now, you had to have a different skilled people to work on a specific product. But with Copilot within Microsoft Fabric, you can achieve this without having a great expertise on those tools. So first is needing to master complex tools to working with a creative assistant. So from tools, the focus is shifted to a creative assistant. Second is being siloed on specific products to working in a cross-cutting experience. So that's pretty important as well. And the third, from being focused on manually building artifacts to refining automatically generated content. That's amazing. And this would be shown by Ben into his demonstration as well. And most importantly, with Copilot, you're always in control. You decide what to keep, modify, and discard. I will show this in the next video, but before I play this video, I would like to highlight that in the first part of a video, you will see how Copilot works into this environment and helps data management team to work into the fabric, and then how the users or data analysts can chat through the natural language to get those insights through the data. This is a quick around 90-second video. Let's have a look at it.
Next generation AI in Microsoft Fabric empowers you to unlock the full potential of your data. With Copilot integrated into every data experience, Microsoft Fabric lets you use natural language to bring your data to life. From integrating data to writing code, to finding insights and creating reports, new transformative AI experiences work alongside you every step of the way, so you can stay focused on getting value from your data. Copilot helps turn your words into data flows and data pipelines, so you can intelligently integrate data from anywhere. When writing code, Copilot automatically suggests code and entire functions in real time. And Copilot can guide you to create machine learning models to unlock insights in your data. Just by chatting with Copilot, you can visually explore your data to create stunning reports, discover insights, and summarize your data into easy-to-understand text narratives for sharing. With Copilot, you can turn insight into action with triggers that monitor your data and notify users. You can even create your own custom natural language experiences that combine Azure OpenAI models and your organization's data, and easily publish your creations as plugins. And with your data in Fabric, Copilot provides insights and answers everywhere work gets done. Most importantly, Microsoft Cloud runs on trust, which means your data always remains your data. Bring your data into the era of AI with Microsoft Fabric.
I think that's fantastic. I can see this AI being infused in Fabric across all the layers, from the technical team, from data management team, to the data analyst, and to the end business users as well. And I will have a small sneak peek into how you use Copilot in M365 as well. A lot of time customers ask us, how do you enable that? It is pretty simple. You can ask your admin. If you have right licenses, you can get it enabled into your environment. Your admin can help you getting Copilot enabled in Fabric or in Power BI. So probably you can go and check with your admin to help you with that. We can also send you some Microsoft Learn documentation for getting those things activated in your environment. Okay, let's see how chat with your data experience in Copilot in Power BI. What it does, it's a chat within your M365. You can see in this small video, it goes through and chats within the M365 and pulls out data and information related to whatever the user requests and creates charts and reports in the natural language. And with just few clicks, user can discover data agents, explore data, ask questions, and refine their findings. That's what you can do. You can summarize and analyze data. Business users in Power BI can now chat with data agents as well, without switching context. So this is very important, that while you're working onto certain report or certain data, you don't want to switch applications. You want to stay within the same and provide that context to your data agent so that you get relevant answers as well. I think this is something very important Ben will showcase in his demonstration. I think it's time for Ben to showcase his skills with Microsoft Fabric. Over to you, Ben.
So a couple of things to remember. We're talking about this the previous slide you saw, video you saw, was about Power BI, and it's been around for a long time, and it's how it's evolved and how we can use Power BI with its semantic model to get insights. That's the first part of my demo. It's all demonstration data you're about to see. The second part of my demo is what happens if you bring that workload into a Fabric workload using Fabric IQ and agents. And that's when we're pulling data from lots of different data sets. So that's more utilizing the lakehouse. You're going to see two things. So we are seeing Power BI. How do we know we're seeing Power BI? Bottom left-hand corner, it says Power BI. So if you don't have Fabric enabled, you won't have this option. I'm not going to show you that. I'm going to stay inside of Power BI. Now, inside of Power BI, we have some data in front of us, right? I'll just show you some of the details as an example so you can see. So we have some opportunity sizes, some regional areas, some revenues, some product codes, basic data sets that you can reason through. It's in small, medium, and large. And here are the regions, East, West. It's obviously American data, so we're seeing East, West, and Central, as you can imagine. So for example, if I wanted to see, just show me my central opportunities, I can click on Central, and just the central ones light up. I can click on Texas, because I think it's the only state I could actually recognize. And you're seeing just the Texan examples, right? So we see opportunity counts, we're seeing revenues. So it's very rich, it's very powerful, and it's fantastic. We also have the ability to utilize questions that have been pre-computed to make the process better for the experience for the user. These are suggested questions you can ask. For example, what's the average revenue by state? Very simple. Here's the average revenue per state for Texas. Actually, what I need to do is I need to go on back and see all of my data. So I'm going to click on everything so I can now see all my data. So I was selecting just one. So what is the average revenue by state? And we say, very nice chart. We can then export this out and share it amongst our teams. All really nice. And another example here is top states by total opportunity in days. So really easy to reason over data, fantastic insights, very visually pleasing, and it works really well. Now, what you can also do is a Copilot. Now, this is the Copilot experience. This is this semantic index that Microsoft brought into this experience. Don't remember exact dates, but it was about a year ago. And this is now where you can actually start asking questions directly of your data. And my first question is, what is the total opportunity revenues? Now, being inside of Power BI, it's got one data source. It's going to reason over that data and give you a result. There's your answer, right? Semantic index, well done, works perfectly, right? Then we can move on to the next question. For example, what is the average revenue by partner? This is just a couple of examples, right? And again, it's going to reason over the data and give us some good insights. Drafting response, excellent. Nice visual graph, shows me about the average revenue by partner. Now, let's do another one here. And you get the point, right? You can just ask questions, get answers. You get an answer, pretty well-defined answer. Can you let me know the count of opportunities in part age by stage? You'll get another response. So it's a very nice, easy way to get your data. Now, if I click on workspaces, now if I change to my Fabric workload now, you can see under my Copilot demo, I do have more demo data here, but you're seeing, you'll see a couple of things. So first of all, you'll see a lakehouse where I'm bringing lots of different data sets into a lakehouse. This one has an example of an SQL analytics engine built into this lakehouse. I have two data agents. One's called Copilot Agent and one's called Fabric Agent. I'm going to show you Fabric Agent in a second. This is the notebook. This is how data scientists used to have to develop. You'd have to go into a notebook and start coding like this. I don't have that skill, but we have Copilot that can help us with that now. So if I just go back and show you, I want to go back to the Copilot demo. So that's the notebook. These two here are the semantic indexes and Power BI reports that you saw. Actually, these three are all related to the Power BI demo, but I want to show you the Fabric Agent. I'm going to clear the chat. I just did a test for this. Now, this is the experience that we're seeing inside of Fabric, where we can Microsoft have automatically assigned what some of the questions you could ask just by clicking on it, and it will give you those insights. Very similar experience. But we can actually start talking to the data a little bit differently. So now it's looking into AdventureWorks, into the Lakehouse, finding all of the relevant information and pulling that into this experience. It's a lot more rich. It gives a lot more context and a lot more information. As an example, The customer demographics are distributed across various regions from Australia, Canada, France, UK. The data shows monthly actives from different cities. The trends for periods seem to be from December 2010 to January 2011. So we're getting more rich. I've got 1 minute on my timer, by the way. So we're getting more rich information shared to us, right? But we can also ask additional questions like, let's ask this question: what is the best selling product for each region? Again, more information is going to become, it's going to understand the context of it, and it's going to give us more of a human experience into the data. I think that's what I'm trying to suggest here. And then it'll analyze the data and return us back the information using this agentic workload. Now, what I like about it is it can also, you can interrogate the data and you can find out how it was getting to that realization. So you can understand how it reformatted that question into an expression that it could reason over. And then we got an answer back from Fabric on which are the best-selling products for each region. Now, the other thing as well is what is the best-selling region for the smallest opportunities. So it's all relevant data. It's all contextually based. The agent's able to interpret it and bring the data back to us. But what I really like about it is that when you start thinking about questions like you wouldn't think of asking, for example, here's a great example, right? So based on this data, what would the next 5 years of sales data look like? Now, you could export this out and start doing advanced Excel queries, but we don't need to. This solution understands what that means. And it's not only going to do that, it's also going to break down what that looks like via regions of Southern or Northern Hemisphere. I would have no idea how to do this in Excel. I didn't even know how it would know how to break this down by different regions, let alone by a 5-year sales cycle as well. So it's so powerful to be able to talk to your data, review it, and as a person that's just joined a company, I can get so much insights just by calling the data like that. Very important, Purview. It is your security and governance solution, and it is a comprehensive set of tools to help protect your and govern your data, managing your insights and AI workloads. And for those of you who already have M365 E5 licenses, you're ready to go. But for those users who may be using on Business Premium, Microsoft have recently announced the new Defender and Purview suites add-on. Please reach out to us to have a chat with those, how to enable those workloads. I just because of time, I'm just going to fast forward straight to the areas of interest, which is what I think is very important about Purview, which is the governance side of things. When you need to consider your security posture and your information protection and your data loss prevention and the insider risk components, there's so much to Purview. I actually have a webinar on this tomorrow. So if you want to have a look at that tomorrow this time, I can take you through Purview in a bit more detail. And Purview does deliver this data protection and governance layer for your Foundry agents. And there's a link here to that as well. But again, if you'd like to come along to see that tomorrow, I'm happy to present that to you. Obviously, it's very important to bring M365 and Purview together to govern and secure your workloads. And Microsoft have improved that features inside of Purview as well. So think about NIST or CIS control or your SMB 1001 frameworks. Really important to make sure that your Copilot workloads and your AI workloads are remaining compliant with your regulatory requirements. Again, so much to learn, but if you would like to click on this link, there's a really good security and governance innovation at Microsoft. There's a fantastic session from Sophie that talks about this. And if you would like to, as a bit of a call to actions, we do have a Microsoft Fabric Readiness Assessment workshop. It's a $15,000 workshop. If you'd like to register interest to this, please click on this link. Then we'll get in contact with you and see if your business is ready for this transformation. Here are some of the outputs from that workshop. Again, we're going to export this deck, so you're more than welcome to review that. John, I'm sorry we've gone over. Can you give us a bit of an update from yourself on the involvement with Telstra as well?
Hey, that was great, mate. Great demonstration. And look, I just wanted to quickly cover off why I partner with Telstra and Exigo Tech on this type of technology. And of course, you can buy Fabric through Telstra. And of course, you can push your 365 subscriptions on your Telstra bill as well. Of course, that's not the type of relationship we want. I'm the Azure Partner Domain Specialist, so it's all about partnerships and working with Telstra and our partners to get the most out of not just the licensing, but leverage our platforms for self-service provisioning, Get great support through us as well in terms of leveraging the type of Microsoft support that we actually get as Telstra as well. So that's something that you would normally have to pay for as a customer directly. But you can get the same sort of quality support we get under Microsoft Premier support. And of course, as part of, that type of offer from Exigo Tech, Telstra can help partly fund or completely fund, depending on where you are with Telstra today as an existing customer, or you're looking to grow into products like Fabric. And it's an interesting transition of technology, how they've gone from Power BI Premium, P1s and P2s, and now we have a much more flexible sizing option for Fabric, in my opinion. So it's a great way to step into it. It does have bursting in terms of utilization in those lower Fabric capacity SKUs as well. So let's partner on some of this with Exigo Tech and get you the right solution and leverage everything from both organizations. Thanks, Ben.
Yeah, thank you very much. A couple of sessions coming up, as I mentioned, deep dive into Purview. It's another 45 minutes. I don't know how much of a deep dive it would be, but it is another 45-minute session. Please come along. A lot of insights on how you can securely govern your estate. And also there's another session I'm doing, because why not do 5 webinars in December on how to protect your ERP systems using PII and how you can utilize Business Central inside your work to make sure that PII isn't exfiltrated and you're not in the news for, I think I just heard in the news that Commonwealth Bank is in trouble again. So protect your business, use PII Protect, and hopefully you can see on the next one. Thank you very much. Please like and subscribe. We are trying to grow our brand on YouTube. These videos will become automatically available to you in 3 days. I apologize for going over. Thank you very much, Vinay. Thank you very much, John and Anthony.
Thanks,
in
guys.
the background for helping. Have a great day.
Great work with you. Cheers, guys.
Thank you.